everybody. Welcome to I'm Just Saying. We live. We up in here today. So, we want to answer all your guys' waiver wire questions. If you have any questions, just hit it up. Hit me up in the chat. I'll see it. I'll put it up here so everybody else can see your question, and hopefully we'll have an answer. But if I don't have an answer, I'm the host of Out. This guy definitely will. Dave, footballs. He knows his stuff about fantasy.
Yo, I got you, man. Together we got, this
Yeah,
is
man.
two heads are better than one, man. So we'll
Definitely.
figure this out, and we'll get you some answers. There's not a question that we don't know other than what's up with J.K. Dobbins. I don't think anybody knows what's up with that one.
That one we don't know, but what's up with it with the injury? I don't know, but we do know that you might want to get some stashes. We'll talk about it as the show keeps going on. But first, we always like to do a recap of the game that just happened last night. And if you guys haven't heard, I'm going to let you guys know already. The Ravens won 30-23. Lamar Jackson, 16 for 22, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns. They always win a game when Derrick Henry has more than 12 carries. Let's put it that way. All right. He had 24 carries for 140 yards. Everybody was just running in LA. Saquon, Derrick Henry just went nuts. If they stick to the running, I don't see nobody really. They're a tough out. The Ravens are.
Yeah. I mean, they're like, what's crazy is they scored 30 points, and Lamar Jackson only threw the ball 22 times. Like, that's crazy efficient, to put up 30 points, and your MVP level QB only chucks the ball 22 times. And
Right.
I think that just speaks to Derrick Henry, what he's doing. He had 140 yards on the ground, I think. And they, your boy Justice Hill, got in the game, and he took 150 yards. So yeah, when they're running the rock, like they're almost impossible to stop.
Yeah, they are. They really are, and they're a team that plays with a lead, bro. Like, they got a lead, they're almost unstoppable to beat. If they got a good lead on you, it's tough. Now, I don't know how good they will be playing from behind. That's going to be tough because these other good teams coming up, in the playoffs, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? But if they got a good lead on you, if they're up by a touchdown, or even if they're up by like 10, I think they got you for real. The Chargers.
And I think that was one of my takeaways from that game last night was that the Ravens stayed in their lane, because they got down early, right? They got down 10-0. And in the past, what we've seen is that's when they abandon the run and just start chucking it and trying to, get it all back in one play. But they stayed disciplined last night. They stuck with Derrick Henry in the run game, and look what happened. They come back from 10-0 and really dominated that game from the second quarter on.
Yeah, they did. Sorry, doing something. Yeah, but yeah, they did. I like them a lot. But let's talk about the Chargers. The Chargers, nobody could catch. All right, Leib McConkey, if you ever drafted him in your fantasy team, he is a beast, because I don't know what's up with Quentin Johnston. I don't know why he can't catch all of a sudden. But I mean, Justin Herbert did his thing. 21 for 36, 218. He put the ball on these guys. A lot of drop passes. And then J.K. Dobbins got hurt. Like I said, we don't know the significance of the injury, but once we do, we'll let you guys know. I'll tweet it, or David tweet it. Are they a real contenders, Dave? Do you think they are actually real contenders, the Chargers?
Yeah, so I was thinking about this morning, right? And I think it depends on what you view a contender as, right? Like, because here's how I look at them. Like, are they Super Bowl favorites? No. Should they be Super Bowl favorites? No. But can they hang with anybody? Yeah.
Yeah.
And are they capable of upsetting anybody? I think they are. The Ravens are a tough matchup for them, but they'll make adjustments. And if they play again, I would still like the Chargers' chances. They played Kansas City tough once already this year. I think they're still playing them again. So they have a good run game, assuming J.K. Dobbins is healthy. The longer we don't hear anything, the less likely I think that is. But if he's if it was good news, we would have heard by now. So
I know.
Like,
it's tough.
Yeah, so I don't think they should be Super Bowl favorites, but they're a tough out in the
They are a tough out
in the AFC, and I think they could go. I think they could hang with anybody.
Yeah.
And they could. They could upset.
Mm-hmm.
So mainly, I'm also a big Jim Harbaugh guy, so I'm a little biased, but
of course. Oh, it's definitely biased. We see the Michigan all over you. It's all over you.
Yeah, boy, we got the game this weekend.
Yeah, it's a good weekend for sports. It's a good weekend. Well, Thanksgiving, I'm not looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the the first game. The second game, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna ruin my whole Thanksgiving. I have an attitude. I want to be left alone. I'll be in a corner somewhere eating a whole bunch of sweet potato pie, crying, talking about how bad my team is.
So you might get a look at Drew Lock. They're saying DeVito's got a forearm injury, and
the Giants
frying up all those cutlets.
They just don't want to admit that they were trying to tank there, and the team felt that, man, the energy was sucked out of the room, bro. And these are grown men, bro. You telling them you about to quit on grown men? Be like, man, forget you. We ain't about to go over here and go through the trenches and try to win this game. If you're not serious about winning this game, you're trying to get a quarterback for next year. But like, what about now?
Yeah.
These guys are playing. They got mouths to feed.
Mm-hmm. So these dudes, they're playing for contracts, man.
The Giants just, the Giants. All right, man. I'm done with them. I ranted enough on the blog. Y'all want to check that out? I was on the website. All right, so let's go into the waiver wires. All right, what a lot of people want to know. Let's start off with QBs. All right.
Boom.
So now we're getting a lot of people back. That bye week was serious.
That was a rough one.
Yes, it was. It was a rough one. So streaming, like, who would you go for this week, the matchups, to help these people out?
Boom. All right. So the guy that I got at top of my list is a little bit of a shocker, because he was throwing some of the worst picks we've ever seen in a football game earlier in the year. Yeah. But in his last 3 games, he's got 5 touchdowns and he's averaging, a hair under 250 yards per game. And he's got a cupcake schedule coming up. They play Washington next week, who just let Cooper Rush throw all over them and look like Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
And I think Cooper Rush is better than what he played like in his first 2 games, but he's not 70%, 280 yards passing better. So, Washington's defense has, kind of been exposed a little bit over the last couple of weeks after their hot start. So Will Levis would be my pick. Again, 3,
that was my
5 touchdowns over his last 3 games. Cupcake schedule even after next week. So he's got Washington coming up, but then he's got Jacksonville twice, Cincinnati, Indy, and he ends the season versus Houston, whose pass defense hasn't been as good as last year. So if you're in a bind and you're looking for a streamer or a solid QB2, Will Levis.
Exactly. So if you're one of those people too who have like Trevor Lawrence or Derek Carr coming back, stuff like that, I still would go Will Levis over these two right now. I mean, I don't know who are New Orleans playing. Before let me check.
They got Tampa?
Rams.
No, sorry, Rams. Yeah.
Yeah. So they got the Rams. I don't like it.
No, that's a bad matchup for them.
That's a bad matchup. And the Jags. They got the Texans. So no, I would go Will Levis.
Yeah, I mean Trevor's been just not good.
No, he really hasn't.
And I mean they're
coming back off the injury.
Yeah, they're coming back off the injury. I know he was practicing, but it's a shoulder injury, so like you don't know. And it's a division game. This point of the year, most division games are usually pretty close. So I don't think, if it is a close game, it's going to be a 2017 type game, or it's going to be Houston blowing Jacks out.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right, so Drake May, he's available in at least 30% of sleeper leagues, 22% in ESPN, and if you do still play Yahoo, 19%. If he's still available, which that means they don't really play fantasy that well. Snag Drake May if he's available. I think he's doing great. If Bo Nix is available, definitely go Bo Nix. Y'all can do the Anthony Richardson experiment. I'm done off of it.
Yeah, I mean, if Bo Nix is still available, put everything you got on him. He's the
all your
he's the truth.
I think he is, man. And what him and I'm forgetting the coach's name right now. What him and Peyton are putting together over there, I think it's something brewing, man. And again, my sleeper pick, Cortland Sutton. I was like, yo, watch. I'm telling you, Bo Nix and him. Somebody's got to get the ball. I was like, so it's going to be Cortland Sutton. I picked that one with like one of the last picks of the draft, and it's turning out to be all right. It was slow coming up, but now in the middle of the season is looking pretty good. So I'm feeling good about that. All right, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you. He's made because I was a big Cortland Sutton fan. Him coming out of SMU.
I know he was a stud.
Yeah,
I was high on him too. I was.
And then he tore his ACL. His second year, I think.
Yeah.
And he just needed a quarterback, man. I think that's why he fell off a lot of people's radar because so many people were high on him, and he just never delivered that wide receiver 1 season. He was always kind of wide receiver 2 or even a flex, and then last year, he just wasn't. He was riding my bench, and so it's good to see him, finally coming through and having the type of year that we all knew he was capable of having.
I know. I thought Russell Wilson was the answer.
Yeah, me too. With the deep ball,
I know. That first year, I was like, "Oh, come on!" I lost the league because of that too, because I drafted Russell Wilson. Yeah, man. I was like, I like this. He's about to turn up over there, and ooh, that was bad.
It's crazy that like he's good now, and he wasn't like I don't know. His last year in Denver, I mean, he still had like 24 touchdowns on like 7 picks, and that's missing, the last 3 games or whatever. So it's crazy that like Sean Payton didn't like him for whatever reasons, but then he goes and he has, decent success in Pittsburgh. But at the same time, then Sean Payton can get, turn a rookie in Bo Nix into, somebody in the rookie of the year conversation. So it's like, there must've been something there, like that them dudes just didn't vibe.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, some people were saying it was like the culture, stuff like that. He was being like a prima donna. So yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, he's a weird guy.
Yeah, he is. He's different for sure. Yo, so all right, running backs. All right, we were just talking about it in the beginning of the show, man. So, all right, you have to go Gus. You have to pick up Gus.
Yep.
We don't know what's up with J.K. Dobbins. He exited the game, last night with a knee injury, and we haven't heard anything about it. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there saying he probably tore his MCL. No, he got an MCL sprain. Excuse me. So I don't know. They saying they saw him around there with a brace. I don't know. So we don't know. Haven't heard anything about it. But you got to pick up Gus Edwards. He's available in 29% of sleeper leagues, 24% in ESPN, 26 in Yahoo. If you got Fab, you got to spend some. You got to spend some, bro, because that can potentially help you if you have J.K. Dobbins. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna help you out, and you put back in another starting running back. If not, and somebody else grabbed them like me, and I won against someone. and one of my kids' league.
Man, still catching strays.
I'm catching them, man. I had Gus Edwards. I had to start him because Chase Brown, everybody was out for me. It was crazy. So I was like, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta pick up somebody. I'm gonna pick up Gus Edwards. Maybe he could sneak in and get a touchdown. He snuck in and got a touchdown. JK left. Oh man, it was great. It was priceless. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. But yeah, you got to go Gus Edwards. Who do you got, Dave?
All right, so I got 1.5 for you. The half is if Gus Edwards is taken in your league, I think Hassan Haskins is worth a flyer. Look, I mean, Gus Edwards, he's 29. While he did get the tutty last night, he had 9 carries for 11 yards. And I know the Ravens are much better against the rush than they are the pass, but I think hey, Gus Edwards, he's Rutgers guy.
Yeah. Rutgers make running backs. That's what they do.
And if we're sticking with the with the alumni theme, Hassan Haskins, Michigan guy, so he's knows how to run the rock. I would scoop him up. Obviously Harbaugh trusts him to sign him after a couple years in the league weren't looking out so good. So he's a backup plan. Like I wouldn't throw free agent major fab at him. And if you're deciding between Gus Edwards and Haskins, take Gus Edwards. But if Gus Edwards is gone and you're like, shoot, man, you got some money to blow and you want to take a flyer out, I would look at Hassan Haskins. Other than that, the other one that I would highly recommend picking up, because we saw both, Brian Robinson Jr. get banged up and Austin Eckler take a nasty hit.
Jeremy Nichols.
You got that.
Jeremy McNichols.
Yeah, Jeremy McNichols. He's done well in limited action. He even had a few weeks back, way back in week 4, he had like that 3 touchdown game. So he's shown that hey, he can run the rock. That's an offense that likes to run. And if both those guys are banged up, well, Eckler, I'd be shocked if he takes the field next week. He got nailed on that kickoff and was out on the ground for like 10 minutes. So even if Brian Robinson plays, McNichols will see touches. If Brian Robinson doesn't play, McNichols is a shoo-in for. So I would prioritize Nichols as well as Gus.
I like it. Another one for me too, real quick, and then we got a question from a listener. So Amir Abdullah, I will go with too, from the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, if Zamir Wright and Alexander Madison doesn't play, which we don't know, I would still stash him, grab him just to grab him. He's available in 33% of sleeper leagues, 19% in ESPN, and 25% in Yahoo. That helps you out. But for me, I think for a stash, I would go Amir Abdullah if Jeremy Nichols is not available, because I know a lot of people. I don't know if he's available, and what I see he's not available in sleeper leagues. So, just throwing that one out there real quick. So Amir Abdullah, if you're in the need for a running back, I would go there, because after that it's scarce, and it's this time of the season, and a lot of people are not available because a lot of people grab them. So.
Slim pickings out there, man.
It's slim pickings, especially for running back and wide receivers. They're slim pickings, bro. Quarterbacks for days, though.
Yep.
Quarterbacks for days.
Jameis Winston's still available in like 60% of leagues. That's crazy.
Yeah. All right. So, got a question from Ant 111. You can see it on the screen.
Yep.
All right. It says, Got to start one. Otten, Laporta, John Newt Smith. That's it.
Man, well, thanks for listening, Ant. And
Yes, sir. Greatly appreciate it.
Being the first question we got up in here, man.
Yeah.
So I like that. Look, I mean, I was so down on John Newt Smith, and I did not think he was the real deal. But I don't see how you don't start him at this point. So
You have to.
yeah, the one thing I would look at, I would keep on your radar is, Amon St. Brown is right now listed as questionable. I don't know how serious it is. I don't think it's anything. But if for some reason he winds up missing the game because it is on a short week, then I might go to Laporta. But if Amon St. Brown suits up, Laporta's not having the type of year that he has last year. Mike Evans being back seems, Cade Otton didn't have a great week last week. I'm going to attribute some of that to Mike Evans being back, and just John who's just been on a heater. So I would go.
But then too.
John
Okay,
Otton.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
The Giants too. They were just letting the running game just ran all over the Giants.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So they didn't really need Cade Otton. So what's tough? Let's go to the matchup next week. They play against the Panthers. Oh my god! Oh my god! All right, and then Miami. Who they got? Who Miami got?
It's a
Packers.
green matchup. So the Packers are the better defense. It is a green matchup though for tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I still like John Newt Smith.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I think it's a explosive offense. It's in
What's
Green
his
Bay.
name is liking him right now. Tua is liking John Newt Smith right now. So
yeah,
you got to go with the person that's hot right now, and the person that's hot right now is John Newt Smith. He's hot, red hot right now, and those are two juicy matchups. The Laporta one, I probably wouldn't start. I have Laporta, so if I had choice between Otten and John Newt Smith, I would play John Newt Smith. If it was a possibility that I could play both, I would. Because I like him in the matchup against the Panthers, though. I really like Cade Otton against the Panthers. Like, if I could play two, I would. But
yeah, I mean, we just saw
John
Noah
Smith
Gray.
Sure.
Noah Gray had 6 catches and 2 touchdowns against the Panthers, and you might think like, well, that means Kelsey didn't do anything. No, Kelsey still had 6 catches. I think like 70 yards. So that's 12 catches, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns out of the tight ends. So
I like him against him. It's a tough one. John Newt Smith is hot, definitely. But if I could play both, I would play Otten and John Newt Smith. If you can try to finagle it, if it's like a 3 flex league or something like that, or 2, I would definitely get Cade Otton and John Newt Smith in there. I think they're both due for a great game.
And if you're still on, like who you got in your flex right now? If it's not one of those guys, if this was for, I assume the tight end position, you just drop it in the chat, and we'll see it and get back to you. But that would be. There's not a lot of situations you would start 2 tight ends, but I think this would be one of them for sure.
Oh yeah, I like it. All right, so moving on, wide receivers, man. This is where the getting gets good. All right, so I started them last week, and I feel good about starting them. We made a parlay after I messed up and did a video on it, right? So I was like, "Yo, I bet you Westbrook-Kakene gets a touchdown." And you were like, maybe, all right, and he did. That's what I'm telling you, man. Yo, guys, he's available in 21% of sleeper leagues, dog. 8% in ESPN, and on Yahoo, he's available 12%. Grab him, grab him. Dude, Will Levis is playing a hell of a lot better since he got benched, and he didn't like it, and you can tell. So, yeah, definitely get Nick Westbrook-Kakene for me. That's the guy I'm going with. Calvin Ridley is cool. I think he gets more snaps. He does. He gets more snaps because he's considered number 1. But I'm telling you, Westbrook-Kakene, he's looking like JSN over there, and well, not as good as JSN, but
And man,
he's looking
just because they got hyphenated names, man.
right.
Doesn't
They
mean they're
look
the same.
kind of similar. So, hey, if they use him the right way, he can explode the same way. So I'm with Nick Westbrook-Kakene. Boom. Who you got, bro?
Yeah, so real quick, Ant responded back. He's got Bucky Irvin in the flex right now. So I probably
Oh, you
I
gotta
would
stay Bucky.
yeah, you gotta stay Bucky on that one.
Yeah, you gotta.
So your team's looking solid, Ant. Don't you must be running the league.
Yeah,
he's got 3 of the best tight ends. One of
I
the best
know.
sleeper running backs.
I
I'm
know.
glad I ain't playing with Ant.
Yeah, bro. He
Um,
yeah, so close.
Yeah, wide receiver pick. So yeah, so on that parlay, I went the other way, and I went with Calvin Ridley getting a touchdown, and that cost me $1,000. I didn't bet 1,000. I bet 10 to win 1,000.
Okay.
But the other people hit. He was the only one that didn't hit, which would have got me 1,000. But whatever, it's all good. Yeah. So
It don't sound like it. It don't sound like it at all. You sound pissed.
I'm not that bitter. So then I tried to double down later for the Sunday night game, and that didn't work for me either. So don't chase your losses, right? That's what they say.
Chase your losses.
But hey, it was Sunday night. I had some whiskey going, so I was feeling smart. But also a bad idea to gamble when drinking. All right, I got 2 for you. The first one is just a PSA to check your waiver wire. He's taken in 60% of sleeper redrafts, but maybe you're in a league where somebody dropped him because of injury concerns, and they needed to fill out their roster because of last week's horrendous bye week situation. Just so PSA, check your waivers for Keon Coleman. He might have been dropped after his injury, but he should be ready to come back after missing a couple weeks, and he was on a bye last week. So yes, they got Amari Cooper now, and Khalil Shakir's really been stepping up. But before he got hurt, the games that he did get to play with Amari Cooper, like he was doing really, really well. He had one that was like 7 catches for over 100 yards and a touchdown. Because remember, he's a rookie, and he wasn't
Coleman.
Yeah, and he finally wasn't going against the number 1 corner. So if Keon Coleman, again, he's taken in a lot of leagues, but just do yourself a favor, check the waiver wire, because he was available in one of mine. And I was like, ooh, let me put a bid on that. So he's a PSA. Check your waiver wire. He might be available, and he could be a sneaky pick for you. If not, Devon Vele.
I was gonna go Devon Vele.
Yeah.
I was too.
It was hard for me not to bring him up when we were talking about Bo Nix balling out and Cortland Sutton. So this is the domino effect of having a good quarterback and the number 1 wide receiver. It opens up the field for everybody else. And Devon Vele has taken advantage of that. He's been 2 out of the last 3 weeks. He's had a wide receiver 2 finishes. A touchdown in one of them. The week in between was not so great. But look, here's it's an offense that's really starting to click on all cylinders. Last week he had 6 catches for 80 yards, and he's somebody to watch and monitor. And I mean, you could do a lot worse than Devon Vele. So I think he's worth the pickup.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, they got Cleveland coming up. Cleveland ain't doing nothing. That game will be in Denver. Then they're on a bye: Indianapolis, Chargers, Cincinnati, KC. So he could, and again, now that Sutton has proven to be like a true number 1, he's going to get most of the defensive attention. They just cut Greg Dulcich. Not that matters, but it's one less person you got to worry about. So I think Vele could be a solid, sneaky flex play pickup.
Definitely good. So for me, I got another one real quick. It's because of matchup. Like we were just talking about the Titans. So, Ladarius Sneed is not on the Titans right now. He's hurt. He's out. So for this week alone, I will feel good about going with Noah Brown. He's clearly the number
like
2.
It.
He's clearly the number 2. I think the last game he got 7 targets. So opportunities are there, I think. But like I would go Noah Brown. Like I said, if you need somebody, you got to fill in a spot. Noah Brown for me. He's available in 19% of sleeper leagues, 11% in ESPN, and 10% in Yahoo. So definitely give him a shot. I would if I needed him. I would. But I think I'm good on bye week, so I wouldn't have to get him. But if I had to, I would definitely go Noah Brown. That's all. I think that's all we got for wideouts. All right. I don't really have any more.
Yep.
All right, so let's go to the dreaded tight ends, what we were just talking about. If John Newt Smith is available, grab him. Put all your fab on him if he's available, which I highly doubt.
And you can do some shady backdoor business, and do a little post trade deadline drop and scoop. Hey man, you drop him, I'll drop this guy. Pick him up. He's worth it. He's worth it. Possibly getting kicked out of your league.
So again, if you're desperate at tight end, we know Ant 111 isn't. So, but if you had to, Chigoziem Okonkwo, I think would be a good addition. He's available in 57% of sleeper leagues, 31% in ESPN, 54% in Yahoo. He's a good target for Bo Nix. Let's look it up.
And they just cut Disley, or not Disley. They just cut Dolchich. So he's. Or no, sorry, I was thinking of somebody else. My fault.
Oh.
Who's it gonna go? Tennessee, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah, just in that Houston game, he went for 70 yards. Oh wait, what?
It was a long catch.
One target for 70 yards.
My man's efficient.
I thought he had more than that. Oh man, yeah. So he had 1 reception for 70 yards and a touchdown. The week prior, he had 4 targets, but 2 catches, 19 yards. All right, it's not the greatest, but if you need somebody, I think Chigoziem Okonkwo will probably be good going up against Washington. He's going to be needed. He might be the hot hand. You got to spread the ball. Somebody got to catch the ball.
Here's what I know is I know there's not a lot of tight ends that can take a catch 70 yards to the house.
No, I know.
So,
clearly he's fast.
What I'm hoping, is it opens up the OC's mind to like, I gotta get the ball in this guy's hands more, because they don't got a lot of playmakers. I mean, they got solid pieces, right, with Kakene and Ridley. But you start getting the tight end into the game. I mean, dude, 6'3", 238, like that's a big body. So
yes, it is.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I'll hit you with one. I mean, I don't know how
Sonny?
Yo.
Somebody in the chat. I think they said what's up.
Sonny, what's up?
Oh, here we go. I know who it is.
Hey,
So what's up, man? You got any fantasy questions? You got any anything you want to know? Let me know, bro. What's up, Josh?
Yeah, tight end. I was gonna say, I know we've been talking about him. Seems like every week, but his ownership is slowly starting to increase, but not at the rate that it should. And that's Zach Ertz. He's still available in 40% of sleeper redraft leagues. At this point, that should be 4%. He's got back-to-back games with 6 catches and a touchdown. And I know the yardage is low, but what is a rookie quarterback's best friend? Their tight end. And he's been, Jaden Daniels' safety valve all year long. He's finally started getting into the red zone more, or into the end zone more, these last couple of weeks. So look, the tight end position is bare, and his floor is 8 to 10 points. So Zach Ertz is available in your league. Grab him. If you're in one of the leagues that Zach Ertz is taken, I think an interesting one is, we talked about him a little bit earlier, is Noah Gray. And, I wonder if this could turn into, kind of like an early Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews situation that, that could support maybe two tight ends. Noah Gray's available in 90% of sleeper leagues. And, he could be that late season addition that carries you to the playoffs. Like, he's got 2 touchdowns in back-to-back games. Like, I know that's not sustainable. But it does mean something. It means that they're looking for him, in the red zone. It means that he's got Mahomes' trust. And if anything happens to Kelsey, that vaults, Noah Gray into, tight end number 1 overall. So Hopkins, they're playing Hopkins on limited snaps. My guess is that's to keep it a 5th instead of a 4th round draft pick that they have to ship out. But so I don't worry about Noah Gray getting those short yardage targets and over the middle targets. But I think he's worth a flyer.
For sure. Noah Gray, for sure. Grab him. I would. All right, so we got a question that says, what do you think about Alvin Kamara? This is from Sonny D. Alvin Kamara is a stud. He's a good running back. He's just on the Saints right now. That's pretty much it. But he's great. He still gets the volume. He still gets the catches, the attempts, the targets. He's still going to get the volume. The volume's there. He can potentially pop for a touchdown at any given moment. I think it depends on matchup. So, yeah, if that's it, I would definitely go Alvin Kamara if you want to start him, or if that was the question, definitely start him over whoever. He's definitely your RB1. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's too. Whoa, Sonny D. We need to slow it down with the Ohio State talk.
Oh man, Ohio State on top.
Man,
they are flexing right now. They just beat a really good team. Ohio State is really good. They're really good. They really are. They're legit. But I think who's number 1? I'm having a blank. Dang, bro.
Texas or Oregon.
I think Oregon is a tough out. I think. Yeah, they're the team to beat right now.
Man, Ohio State, man, we're coming for them. We beat them the last 3 years in a row, and I know our offense hasn't looked great this year, but we just dropped 50 on Northwestern, so we're firing on all 3 cylinders that our offense has. So
man, that was Northwestern, bro. I'm just like,
hey man, we'll take it. We'll take it. That's a tough Northwestern squad. That's a tough Northwestern squad.
Yeah. yeah.
They got heart,
but y'all lost a good coach, man. You lost Harbaugh, so that's tough.
Yeah.
We just
flipped that. We flipped that recruit, that number 1 quarterback from LSU. We flipped him to our team. We might even throw him in there this game, even though we'll write him a leave school early pass, pull him out of high school, drop him in the game, watch him throw all over Ohio State. But it's gonna be a tough game. That's I don't like our chances in that one. But hey, we've had it for the last 3 years. You guys can have some fun.
Oh man, that's what he's saying. All right, so I got another long shot for tight end, and then we'll go into our next segment. We could talk about defenses. I guess we'll talk about defenses, but for me, but usually we stream defenses. I stream defenses. I don't know about you, but if you want, we could talk about it. But for another tight end, it's a long shot, and it's an extremely long shot. And if you really need a tight end, bro, he's somebody that's actually going on the incline, but he's on a sorry team. But if Drew Lock does play, you might have something to benefit from. So Theo Johnson, if you had to, and I think he might be a sneaky 8 points or something. 8 to 10 points, I would grab him. If you desperately need a tight end, he's available. You could grab him.
Yeah.
What up, Lukey?
If you're desperate.
Yeah, that's as if you're desperate. If you're desperate. So, hey, so if you got fantasy questions, if you got any type of question, if you missed it, you can ask us right now, and we'll try to help you out with the waiver wires, who to pick up. So, all right, so they're both Buck fans, huh? Buckeyes. It's all about Notre Dame. We never win a title, but it's going to happen eventually because Notre Dame is the ish. It's the gold helmets, bro. We play Army this week. We about to bust them. I think Army's undefeated too. Hey, but we all good, man. We ain't sweating it.
Man, Notre Dame. Okay.
Notre Dame. That's my team, bro. Don't ask. All right, so and since I was a kid, I always liked the gold helmets, bro. The gold helmets did it for me, man. So yeah, if you guys got any, huh?
So that might be the best part of Notre Dame. For damn sure not the product they put on the field.
Damn, the slander. Oh man, come on, bro. Don't do me like that. All right. So yeah. So Lucas, if you got any fantasy questions, you can ask them now. Because if not, probably about to move on to the next segment. So funny. So what are my thoughts on the butt cheek Giants? All right. So basically what it is that yes, the Giants are butt cheeks. They're terrible. I've ranted multiple times everywhere on almost all the platforms that the Giants are terrible, and their problem is more than just Daniel Jones. Their problem is starts up top. It starts way up top, and it's never going to get. He made a horrible choice, and it shows. Saquon is killing it over there, and we could have afforded. We were able to keep him. We had the money to keep him. We didn't keep him. He didn't help out Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones needed Saquon. We all know that. And then you go and you sign and you get Devin Singletary, and Devin Singletary is a backup now. All of a sudden, it's just all crazy, man. And then you go and you get Drew Lock, and now Drew Lock is a backup. It's dysfunction. It's retarded. And they're not going to ruin my Thanksgiving. I'm done talking to them. That I really contemplated on just not being a Giants fan anymore. Like, that's how bad it is, bro. For the past 2 years. And I don't, like, head coaches get the blame for a lot of things too. But it's like, they have a little bit of control. Like, they have control of somewhat, but it all starts up top. It starts with the GM and everything, man. He's going to have to go with what the GM says, or else he goes somewhere else. He walks out the door. So I don't know. I still believe Daboll should draft his own quarterback and try to develop him. But that's like another 2 years. I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. So I'm with you on most of it. In that it starts upstairs. And I'm a Jets fan, so we got the same problem. Must be something in those air events at MetLife Stadium that just mess up everybody's brains. Because what I don't get is 2 years ago, or when they made the playoffs and they won a game, they won the wild card game. Everyone was like, "Oh, Daniel Jones is the future. Daniel Jones is the future." But then the other half, was like, I don't know. Can he really, can he sustain this long term? Because even in that year, he only threw for 15 touchdowns, right? And he was expected to take that leap, and it's like, this is what the franchise tag was invented for, like to slap on a guy that you're not sure about. And they could have paid it, and instead they signed him to a long-term contract, and it's like, dude, what did you do that for? Like, you literally had an out with the franchise tag. You would have only been committed to him for 1 year, and after that 1 year, you would have seen, this guy sucks, because he, right back down to where he was. So, bad management all around, and not applying the franchise tag and giving him the bag, letting Saquon go to their division rival. Like, you had to know that if you didn't sign him, he was going to go to Dallas or Philly. Like, those are the two most
God.
obvious things.
And he's an MVP candidate. If it wasn't a quarterback award, he would get MVP. Bro, nuts. This man is single-handedly winning games. Yo, the quarterback, Jalen Hurts, is handing the ball off with a smile. Like, I ain't got to do nothing. I told everybody. That's why I drafted Saquon first. I was like, yo, I'm telling you, he's going to look like Christian McCaffrey. I said, I'm telling you, he's going to have one of those seasons. He's going to go nuts. Nobody wanted to believe me, bro. And here it is. Seen it in fruition. So, and 111 wants to know, what are our thoughts on the NFC West? Well, it's tight and because it sucks. So now, the Niners are 5-6, the Rams are 5-6, the Cardinals are 6-5, and the Seahawks are at the top at 6-5. The NFC is wide open. It's the Seahawks to lose. You know, if they lose a couple more games, Cardinals win, they're out. But the Niners, I think, are cooked. I think they're done.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think the Niners are on the outside looking in here. Like, I mean, they've already lost division games. You know, the Seahawks beat them. The Cardinals beat them. Well, they split with the Seahawks, I guess. But the Cardinals beat them. They're losing in nearly every tiebreaker because their division record or the conference record's bad. So I think they're cooked. I think the Rams could leapfrog
the Cardinals,
Arizona. Yeah, I just trust them more. The staff, and if Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and Stafford stay healthy, I mean that's a lethal offense. I know they just got boat raced by Philly, and one more thing to go back to Saquon real quick. Like, it's funny when their GM was like, we're not paying Daniel Jones. We're not paying Daniel Jones $40 million to hand off to a $10 million running back. Meanwhile, Philly's paying
$12 million.
That was
it. Just a $12 million. And they could have afforded it, but I'm done, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he's like, we're not going to pay our quarterback $40 million to hand off to a $10 million running back, and now Philly's paying $50
Eagles
million.
Did. They had no problem doing it.
You got an MVP. But
that's the difference between winning pedigree and loser's mentality. That's the difference, bro. You want to try to build something that ain't there. You goofball.
That's when you try to get too smart. You try to think you're smarter
that's what
than everybody.
It was. All right, let's just stay
off.
Because I'm gonna start
NFC West. I'm with you. I think it's. I think the Niners are cooked. They're done. I don't really trust Seattle to hang on to that lead either. So
I don't know.
I think the Rams can come back and win it.
Like I said, somebody has to win a division to get into the playoffs. Because if nobody else wins the division to get in the playoffs, they're not making it. Because you still got the Commanders that are 7-5. You got the Vikings that's 9-2. The Packers that's 8-3. Then the Buccaneers with the same record that's 5-6. So you need the Bucks to probably lose out. The Saints are 4-7. You don't got to worry about that.
That's crazy that they're still alive.
I know. So
crazy. The hell, the Cowboys are technically still alive.
Technically they are, but they're done. They're done though.
Yeah,
it's over with.
Yeah,
it was nice. So Lukey got another question real quick. It says, "What do we think about the Lions? The Lions are going to the Super Bowl."
Yeah, I'll give them the NFC Championship, but I think if they run into Philly, depending on how the standings shake out. I think that's going to be a tough game, but I think it's between them and Philly. I don't know who I like better. Like, Philly's defense has really stepped up. I think if the Lions, had Aiden Hutchinson still, I'd like them more.
I still like them to go, bro. I still like them to go. I don't see nobody stopping them besides the Eagles. I think that's the only team, in my opinion, that can stop them.
Yeah, that can keep up with them. I don't know if they can stop them, but they can keep up with them.
Right, and probably win the game. I don't see nobody, and everybody might say, all right, maybe the Ravens or something. No, I think they'll try to play like the Lions, and they'll lose.
Yep.
I think if he starts throwing too much, they'll
Because I think
lose.
what it's going to come down to too is just seeding. Like if let's say they both go, and let's say Philly overtakes Detroit and becomes the number one seed. If they meet in the NFC Championship and the Lions have to go to Philly, like that's tough because we know how Jared Goff plays outdoors in bad weather. And so a playoff game in January in Philadelphia is a lot different than a playoff game indoors in Detroit. So
Right.
if it shakes out that way, I think the Eagles could beat them in that scenario. If it's in Detroit, like I said, I mean, I think Detroit will win that game, but this might be one of the rare ones where home field advantage,
Right.
could determine who wins that game.
Yes. And so we're with you, Lukey. We're saying that the Lions will win. My whole thing is that Saquon Barkley is going nuts. I mean, he really is. He's going nuts. And yes, they got Sonic and Knuckles over there on the Lions, but Saquon is Sonic and Knuckles. Like, he alone is busting teams, bro. And I think they can keep up as like what they use. It's basically all the ingredients that they use that can win this game. You know what I mean? It's like between AJ Brown, they have Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith is healthy. And then they have the tight end. What's his name? Goddard. Yeah,
Goddard.
they got Goddard, and then Saquon is like two running backs. He's just like Sonic and Knuckles. He can do what they both can do. You got the one that's the power and the other one that's the speed, and then Saquon's both. So, like, it's tough. And their defense, Philadelphia's defense, has played a lot better. Yes, Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions. They still won. I'm with you there. That's crazy. They still win that game. So I think they'll still be in the game, but it'll be something crazy that might happen at the end, like Saquon breaks out for a touchdown, or AJ Brown catches one like on a 4th and 1, and he takes it to the house, which they're all capable of doing. So it's one of those freaky little plays. I think that the Eagles might have a chance on winning. But no, I agree. I think Lions going to the Super Bowl, though. I don't.
Yeah.
And if they go to the Super Bowl, I see them winning it. I don't think the Chiefs could beat them, being honest.
If it's in Philly, I like Philly. If it's in Detroit, I'll take Detroit. Just because the outdoors messes with Goff historically, and he's only had to play I think once outdoors this year, and he did well.
Mm-hmm.
But historically, like he's a different player at home and on the road, and 2, he's a different player indoor and outdoors. And I mean, we're talking like a 7-year sample size here. So if he's got to go to Philly, I'll take Philly. If Philly's got to go to Detroit, I'll take Detroit. But I think I don't see any other team in the NFC that can run it with either one of those teams. I think they're far and away the top 2 teams in the NFC. And I agree. Like if they run into Kansas City, I don't think that I don't know how Kansas City stops that.
Yeah, I don't know how they stop it. They really can't stop it, being honest. Yeah. They are the team that really miss Ladarius Sneed. They missing them too out there. They don't want to admit it, but they are.
Yeah,
for sure. But the defense is still good. But the Lions, they're too much. Pause. So, and yes, to answer your question, Lukey, no, they can't run them all the time. But the time that he does get the ball, the touches that he does get, he can explode at any moment. Pause. So, yeah, at any moment he could break away for a touchdown with just, yeah. If he's getting 20 plus carries, it's at any given moment he could break out for a touchdown. It's just like Derrick Henry. You never.
Yeah. And the problem is if you commit to stopping him, then you got Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. And if you're leaving them in one-on-one situations or without safety help over the top because you're bringing somebody in to stack the box to try to stop Saquon, like that's not going to work. Jalen Hurts is a fantastic quarterback.
Running too.
Yeah. I know like last year, it was a little bit of a down year for him, but like this year, he's shown you what he can do when he's got a run game and they got that play action rolling. So you can't game plan to stop Saquon. And that's part of the reason why Saquon's having such a good year is because you can't you can't game plan around anybody out there. Like if you commit to the receiver, Saquon's going to run wild. If you commit to stopping Saquon, Devontae Smith and AJ Brown are going to torch you. So there's just too many variables, and I think it's just going to come down to home field advantage on that one. But I do like Detroit overall. But again, if it's in Philly, I would go with Philly.
Yeah, I'm with you there. All right, so we got one more segment. It's called "Get Them Off My Team." You're fired. So I definitely got one, bro. I definitely got somebody I want to get off my team. And I told you about it a little bit right before we went on the air, Dave. I was like, man, he gave me goose eggs. He's got to get off my team. And I had enough. He started off hot, and now the last 2 games, he's been disappointing. I'll just read off the stats. All right. Against the Seahawks, week 11, he had 2 targets. That's it. Week 12 against Green Bay, nothing. But he was in 67% of the snaps. Yeah. That's Ricky Pearsall.
Oh,
yes, sir. That's Ricky Pearsall. I'm sorry, brother. But these last 2 weeks, I can't. You gave me goose eggs. I can't do it.
You're fired.
What? He's out of there. He's fired. Get off my squad, bro. I'm sorry. It's enough is enough. Luckily, I still won because I have Saquon Barkley. So I'm cool. Tyrone Tracy let me down with all the damn fumbles. But Ricky Pearsall, you out of here. That's who I got. You're fired. Sorry. Until further notice.
Yeah, that one hurts, man. I was high on.
I was high on him too. I picked him up.
I think I even had him over Juwan Jennings last week.
And that was a mistake.
I thought it was
by both of us. I was there with you. I
thought he was going to feast, but yeah, shit. I don't know what's going on with him. But that's a good one. Dude I got is a running back, and a lot of people, this is one where you got to look at the situation, and you got to, to quote Chris Broussard, you got to go facts over feelings on this one, and you can't think about where you drafted him, because you probably overdrafted him, which was a mistake to begin with, but he was going around 5th round, and that's Raheem Mostert. He's been relegated to 3rd string now. And a lot of people had him 5th round, 6th round. Some people went super crazy and went 3rd, but he's just got 8 touches. That's running and receiving for 34 yards over his last 3 outings.
Ugh.
So, Raheem.
Raheem.
You're fired.
Raheem,
get him out of here.
Cut.
He's cooked.
So,
he's fired.
So Raheem Mostert, let him know.
You're fired.
He's out of there. You can't keep having him on the squad like that, man. That's how you lose games, bro. Yeah, man.
Bro.
I got another one. Maybe it's too early. Maybe I'm just being bullish. All right.
Okay.
But this man went 0 for 5 yesterday. I don't say get him off your team. I won't say get him off your team.
Bad ones, too.
But this man his hands are invisible. Yes, he got no hands. This man is 6'4", 215 pounds. He's a freak, honestly. And he can't catch a lick. Brother, from that game last night against Baltimore, Quentin Johnston.
You're fired.
What? Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Oh, my God. That was horrible.
Jim Harbaugh might be saying that to him soon. Because that's crazy. And what's crazy is his last year at TCU, he had 60 catches for for 1,000 yards, and he broke one off against us in the college football playoff to help ice the game. So I don't know what it is, but the dude can't. I don't know how you just forget how to catch. I mean, it's got to be mental at this point. I mean, but yeah, dude's got feet for hands, man.
Yeah, it
rough.
was bad. Yeah, it was definitely bad. All right, man. So
And
what's
it's one
going
thing
on
to
for you
drop
for
passes,
Thanksgiving?
but- Man, just me and wifey up here. She's got some work friends that
Shout
are
out Miss
having some people
Footballs.
over. So yeah, so we're gonna kick it over there. She's gonna be whipping up some lasagna. So I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, yo,
Footballs.
save me a plate, bro.
Hey, I got you. Man.
Yeah, save me a plate, bro. I'm hungry already
Yeah.
thinking about a lasagna. Oh shoot, yeah, man, that
man. What
sounds
about
good,
you,
bro. We're just gonna kick it with the family. Going to like a couple of different family member houses, bro. We're just gonna kick it and relax. And I'm not gonna watch that second game. I'm gonna watch the first game.
You say that now.
Nah, man, but people gonna turn it on because they want to see me cry. But nah, man, I'm gonna have fun though. It's gonna be all good, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, chilling with the fam. That's it.
That's a great.
Yeah.
Great
But yo,
weekend.
hopefully we helped you out with the waiver wires, bro. It was fun recording it, bro. I had a good time. Yo, thanks for everybody listening. Thanks for everybody asking the questions. We do this every Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays. It's going to be live 6 o'clock. So be there, be square. All right, that really wasn't a square, but you
more
get
like a rectangle,
it.
oval,
Yeah, you get
elliptical,
it.
maybe.
You get it, man. But you get it. You knew what it meant. But yo, thanks again, bro. I really appreciate it. Dave, thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule, bro, to hop on the podcast.
Anytime.
Yo, thanks for the fantasy knowledge, bro. Yeah, I'm rocking the I'm Just Saying hoodies, man. The hoodies are on the website. Definitely check it out. I'm Just Saying sportspodcast.com. 40 bones. Got the barcode and stuff on the back. I got it up on Twitter. I probably posted up on other platforms. But yo, it's been real. Happy Turkey Day. This is coming from the I'm Just Saying family. This would be from Dalton too if he was here, but he's not. So, yo, thanks again for listening, yo. To the next episode. Peace out.
Be easy, y'all.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for doing this.